Welcome, everybody. Happy you're here. Steve, Greg, Kitty, Green, thank you for joining us for this evening. Enhancing our immune system. And we're going to begin again right into a lot of experiential exercises, some healing moves, conscious breathing, focused meditation. And maybe you noticed in the chat or in the email earlier, but before we get started officially, I want to invite you to get either a dry brush, which I think we need to actually get our dry brush too, or a washcloth,
I have a
a
washcloth
dry
right here.
washcloth. Or if you have one of those exfoliating gloves, what do they call, loofah glove?
Yeah.
Something like that. Hand towel can work too. But for part of the series, we really want to give you a good tutorial on how to enhance your immune system in that way. Right.
All right.
Per normal, if you ever have any questions, simply unmute yourself
Yeah.
and let us
Jump
know.
right in anytime.
Yeah. And let's see. I have a question. So it's been a couple weeks since our last enhancing your immune system session. And I'm wondering, remember we spoke about how it takes at least 2 minutes. It takes about 2 minutes of any kind of practice, healing move to actually make a physiological impact. So I'm wondering if any of you had any favorite go-to healing moves. If you did, feel free to jot them down in the chat room. I'm kind of curious what stood out for you. But remember, we did all kinds of things like the 4 thumps on those different acupoints.
Yeah.
We did the Wei Chi builder. We did all kinds of different tracing our lung channels, which we'll do a little again today. The yin massage, probably one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, and your favorite, the heart.
And lately, yeah.
Flush.
Backwashing the liver channel. Yeah. So I'll remind you, those are always available to you to review those videos. And again, checking in and seeing if you're willing to devote 2 minutes a day to your exquisite self-care.
And open to discovering what's the new 2-minute healing move for you. What are you going to discover tonight, today with us? What is your body most craving? What's going to nourish your system the most? So opening up ourselves to what that is, what's my 2-minute healing move that I'm going to gain from this time together. Heath and I have put together an energizing flow at the very beginning. So about 20 minutes of energizing movements.
Like a morning session.
And then at the end, we'll do a little conversation in the middle with some slides that we prepared for you and some of our favorite highlights about our immune system.
As well as how to with dry brushing.
And then at the very end, we'll go back to do another 20-minute flow of a little bit more sedative, a little more relaxing, especially as you wind down, and if you're winding down into your evening routines.
Yeah. I know one of my favorite healing moves is not actually a physical move, but it's how I move my lungs and my diaphragm.
Oh, it's the breath. How can I utilize my breath in a way that supports my immune system?
Yeah.
And it's that letting go breath, right? Heath, one of your favorite breaths is that letting go breath. So let's practice that right now. Begin to inhale through your nose and exhale through an open mouth, soft jaw. So continue to breathe that way. Heath wants to share some interesting information with us as we continue to breathe in through the nose and out through your mouth.
And continue that letting go breath. And I just wanted to point you to this quote, "The safest way to breathe to avoid coronavirus." And this was by famed Nobel Prize laureate and pharmacologist. And that article that I'd sent in the email talks about why inhaling through your nose, exhaling out an open mouth is beneficial. But the bottom line is, and continue to breathe like that, is we're creating NO, nitric oxide. And not only does it help your immune system, it helps avoid blood clots. So we know coronavirus now actually attacks our blood vessels anywhere there's a lot of blood. So good sign. And also helps get more blood into our lungs, more oxygen into our body. It helps on so many different levels, even cognitively. I could go on and on and on.
But what I remember hearing about this that I thought was really cool is that we all are familiar with the carbon dioxide that we produce when we exhale. But we also have this cool chemical reaction with the nature that we breathe inside of us, and that's that nitric oxide. So every time we breathe in, within our sinus membranes, we produce this cool thing called nitric oxide that is supporting our immune system, supporting our health and our wellness.
Yeah, and we can take the NO breath a step further with what's called the reset breath. So now, inhale through your nose and exhale out of open mouth like you're blowing out a little candle. And yeah, good. And then hold your breath out for a good heartbeat or two. And then before your body clenches for breath, circulate in through your nose, exhale right out an open mouth. And we're adding what the yogis call a kumbhaka. And when you do a breath retention, a kumbhaka at the end, it really helps to saturate the carbon dioxide out of your bloodstream and really optimizes, upcycles your body's ability to utilize that oxygen that's still in your bloodstream. So we like to say, just say yes to NO, nitric oxide. So with or without the pause. But let's get a little more physical, a little more active.
I love that breath though. Reset breath, also a really great way to balance and reestablish our inner pH.
Yeah. So if you're not standing yet, please do so. Let's get a little space available to us. Nicole, if you want to step back a little,
sure.
And we can get.
That's a good spot.
I like it. It looks good. Looks good.
All right.
All right.
We're still playing with our lighting, so hopefully you can see us all illuminated really beautifully.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's innervate lung one. So lung one. So show them nice and close, Heath. Yeah. That little crease in your armpit. There's the beginning of your lung meridian. Also a really big, powerful point related to our immune system. So we want to, right away, we want to engage our immune system through our meridians, and we can activate it through the lung meridian, particularly by starting to press here. So you can massage, or you can press, do little tapping. You choose. You can have your hands right by your side, or you can do the little crisscross. And we're going to add on to this. So first, we're going to take a nice breath in and do a nice big thump on lung one. And on your exhale, we're gonna bend forward, throw back your arms, and then wiggle your thumb in the air, the end of your lung meridian. Just wiggle that out. And then here we go, inhale, tap, and then exhale, throw your arms back, wiggle your thumb. We can even add that C breath. So we can tap, inhale, and then we can letting go breath.
Wiggle the thumb, wiggle the thumb.
It's like your little tail feathers are in the air.
Inhale, tap. Exhale, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. 3 more. Inhale, tap. Exhale, let it go. In fact, lung one is known as letting go. When we make that C sound, we're helping to harmonize the energy of our lungs. How about one more?
And every time we wiggle the thumb, we're activating the whole length of our meridian.
Good.
And then pause.
It's kind of fun to wiggle your thumb while you're moving like that.
Yeah, and I can feel my arms starting to open up a little bit more. Let's keep that movement, that momentum going.
Yeah, let's get some energy and chi in our hands with a very important portal energy. It's called pericardium 8. And it's approximately in the very center of your palm, kind of in between the index and the middle.
Massage it.
Yeah, so massage it. You can use one thumb. You could use the opposite fingers. You could use your knuckles. Sometimes I like to interlace my hand with one and massage with the other.
So fancy.
Fancy schmancy.
So fancy.
Yeah.
So we can activate our healing hands here. And then once you massage it a couple times, then we're gonna give it a good tap, 3 taps. 1, 2, 3. And then repeat that on the opposite side. If you were with us yesterday for our Living Metta Monday practice, we did this last night, and it's been something Heath and I have been practicing lately on the regular.
So any way you can, and the softer this hand is, the easier it is to massage. The stiffer it is, of course, the harder it is. So Make it easy. Notice if you're unconsciously lifting your shoulders or holding your breath. Maybe try that NO breath, letting go breath, or add the reset by holding the breath out.
And then let's add a little 3 taps. And then this is fun for me. I like to clasp our head, not clasp, but bring the palms together, those 2 points that we just massaged, and start to warm them up. Let's heat it up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, warm it up.
Soft knees, soft shoulders. Let's heat it up to the right. Heat it up to the left. Let's do that again. Heat it up to the right.
If you can make it a little dance,
Heat it up to the left.
might make you smile.
One more time.
Smiling makes everything
Ooh,
more enjoyable. In fact, there's a lot of Qigong all about the inner smile.
And then one more time, nice and slow, right in front of your chest, right in front of your heart.
No, I like that. I like that. And now let's stimulate our energy channels. According to traditional Chinese medicine, we're going to start tapping. So with one arm, let's try our right hand will tap our left shoulder, our left bicep, out our hand, and then flip it over. Now the back of the fingers.
Oh wait, there's a powerful immunity point right here.
Ah,
A nice
right
crease in your elbow. We're going to pause here. So
Let me
find
get
the
a
crease in
little
your
closer.
elbow. And then
yeah.
it points right to large intestine 11, sister organ meridian to the lungs. So we're gonna emphasize and add a little extra tapping right here.
Yeah.
I love how it's been described. This point is like the escape route for all the pathogens in your body. So you're just like, open the door, create an exit route for anything that doesn't belong inside.
Yeah, like if you had a.
And then let's continue up and around. So we'll do that 2 more rounds.
Yeah. So up the inside, so chest to fingers, and then down the outside.
And then extra little pause.
Pause. Does it feel a little edgy? This is also good for tennis elbow.
And then all the way around. One more time.
Up the inside, we've got the heart, pericardium, and lung meridian.
Extra tap, that large
Intestine channel, triple warmer, small intestine.
Let's do it to the other side.
Yeah, let's do it. So open palm, you could have a soft fist.
Yeah, I like the soft fist today.
Yeah, find what feels good to you.
Find that little 11.
Tap right on the crook of your elbow. So not on the bone, make sure it's on muscle.
This is like preventing trouble before it arises.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, little Lao Tzu.
Mm-hmm.
Little Tao Te Ching. Ooh.
Tap. You got that a bird stuck in the house. You got to open the window. That's what we're doing here for the small intestine, or excuse me, large intestine 11.
Get out, bird.
Get out. You get out. Go back out to nature, pathogens. Not in my lungs.
That's right.
And for the legs.
Let's do the legs.
Yeah. So let me go down a little here.
Okay, so we're gonna go down the outside,
Mm-hmm.
but this time we're gonna pause on stomach 36. This is our
Okay.
big tonifying point in the body. Tonify, strengthening the chi. To find it, you're gonna find your tibia bone and your little fibula bone, and then that soft tissue in between is stomach 36. He's got a nice picture and image of it up on the screen for you.
It's about 4 fingers below your kneecap.
Hi, Jake.
It's in the soft tissue.
Now we want to not. We're going to spend a little extra time there. So let's go start at our hips.
Yeah.
And then we'll go down the outside. Pause at that stomach 36. Hi. I know you love it when we do Qigong. Here we go. Tonify, strengthen, 3 mile point, and then continue down the legs, and then up the inside.
So we're going down the yang meridians. So stomach, gallbladder, hamstring. Really get that stomach 36.
Almost past it.
Few inches below the kneecap. Very good for your immune system. And then up the inside. How about one more like that?
Let's do it.
You're going to have cupping palms. Today I feel like cupping. Today Nicole feels like soft fists. Although I do like to give those stomach 36s
Wake
and
up
that
those
soft
knees.
fist.
Wake up that lower leg. And then all the way down. Should we do the belly a little bit? I feel like
Let's go for it,
just
Nicole.
a little extra tapping at the belly maybe in the way of digestion, up the right side, down the left
always
side.
start on your lower right if you're working in the direction of elimination, letting go. Sometimes our cameras reverse right and left. We are starting on our bottom right hip, move up the right to the liver, across solar plexus, down from the spleen to the lower left.
Nice. And then
Pause. Yeah, I'm definitely
the power of the pause.
feeling some tingles here.
Me too.
That's your chi. Maybe you feel tingles, maybe you feel warmth, maybe you don't. But more practice, you keep practicing. And sorry I left this slide up so long. The more we practice, the more you're going to feel, to experience, to be able to awaken and activate at a moment's notice.
So we can also not only energize our meridian system, our immune system through tapping, we can also soothe our meridian system, our energy system through some gentle, soothing touch.
Yeah.
So we're gonna massage, kind of just sweep down the arm, the inside of the arm, and then sweep up the inside. And if you'd like to, we can pause at that large intestine 11 and maybe even add a little turn to the wrist, to the elbow, to the forearm.
Oh yeah. So
kind of like a little pin and stretch,
can
open up those forearm muscles.
hold with your fingers, or you can hook around and hold with your thumb. If you have tennis elbow or carpal tunnel, this is very good for that.
Or you can just simply massage it.
So this is the elimination. This is encouraging everything out.
And then continue to sweep up that arm. Let's try that. Going down, sweeping down.
Now notice the contact you're making with yourself. So if this was a morning routine, what a wonderful way to wake up to yourself with some gentle, kind, nurturing touch. And move in such a way that you can really feel yourself contacting not just the flesh, but the feeling, the experience, the sensation. And maybe pause. And maybe you already did this.
I did, but I just did my own pace. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, we can transition to the opposite side.
Oh, I already went to the opposite side.
Oh, you did? I missed it. Oh,
okay.
you're so speedy. Okay, so let me get it. I don't know if you guys got it as well.
Yeah.
So
hey, you can always
passes.
do bonus. This is called a meridian wash. You always feel free to give a little extra time, a little extra soothing to your energy system. So
nice.
Large intestine 11.
I'm sore.
Yeah, I feel that too. Me too.
All right, how about we try that to the legs?
The soothing, yeah.
So we'll go down the legs again, but this time we're gonna pause on stomach 36. Ooh, did our lights change? Oh yeah. Stomach 36. Give it a little massage this time. Little circles.
Yeah. I like to use my
deep.
thumbs, and this is pretty achy. It's pretty edgy for a lot of us. If you find the right spot, and it's really going to help your immune system.
And then you can sweep down and cross your feet and then drag your fingers up the inside of your legs.
So soothe down the backside and side of your legs, this urinary bladder, gallbladder, stomach channel. Oh, I missed.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss that. That's some good stuff. Also, if you feel sleepy, stomach 36 will wake you up. In fact, a lot of endurance athletes in the East, they stimulate that stomach 36 point so often that there'll actually be a callus from all the acupuncture needling or the burning of the herbs, the moxibustion over that spot.
And then we'll finish up at the belly, nice big circles around your abdomen. Yeah, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your soft jaw, open mouth, soft shoulders. Let those knees go, let that jaw go. And then pause.
Jake's ready for his morning activity. You might hear that's his squeaky toy.
There's a lot of things between us and him right now. I don't think we can get it.
Here's a great one. I'd like to do one more before we take a pause with a physical practice and work our neurolymphatics. Yes. So I'm going to take a moment to share where these are, and then we're going to massage them on ourselves. So this is a whole classification of points that you can see outlined in black here with black dots. So as soon as I stopped talking, he stopped squeaking. right? Oh, and he stopped squeaking. We'll see how long that lasts. But we really want to access these front points here. So with one hand, so we already worked lung 1, right? Yeah, so these neurolymphatic points, use a circular pressure. You can use one or both hands, anywhere underneath your collarbone from your shoulder crease. Squeak.
Down the sternum.
Oh,
on
yeah.
either side of your sternum. If you're in a room with a buddy, sometimes it's really helpful to have your buddy do the hard work, and you can
gotta
take turns.
Although you got to kind of lean into it
a little bit.
And it's a little
more
achy.
sore.
So if you find a tight area, that's actually indicated to spend a little more time there. Want me to get you to?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll even get against the wall, so then you can really press and
oh my gosh, it's so
breathe deep. And it almost feels like there's a little tissue between your skin and the bone.
Underneath the ribs, get that diaphragm line.
Yeah, so lots of so we're not working specifically lymph nodes, although we're working over lymph nodes.
No,
lymph nodes
but
are
this
everywhere.
is a fantastic way to activate the lymphs in your muscles, as a way to kind of access and activate your lymphatic system.
Yeah, the neurolymphatic points, as they're called, are the intermediary, the intersection between your nervous system and your lymphatic, your immune system.
So you need a buddy to get the back points, but you can get the inside of your thighs. We can.
Oh, can you? Yeah, so you can get the inner adductors. Yeah, perfect. And just so you get another view, and more of the lymph nodes are located in the front of your body anyway. So if you weren't able to access all these spinal points here, no big deal, no big deal. Really, the main area of concern is we want underneath our chest, or underneath our collarbone, all around our chests or breasts, and underneath our diaphragm and into our belly. Those are the paramount, or that's where you get the most bang for your buck. This helps drain out the lymph or the waste.
I started swallowing more after doing this.
Yeah, and especially related to your muscles. So if you have weak muscles or muscles that don't seem to be optimized or functioning well, sometimes this deep, vigorous circular pressure can really help and aid a little more muscular activation.
Yum.
Maybe a little centering breath to close this sequence.
Sure.
We'll step our feet together, and we're gonna, let me get the camera down a little, and we'll back up a little so you can see. Our palms can be right in front of our hip crease. We're gonna inhale, extend our right arm up and over in that half prayer, bring it right down through the center. Exhale. And then switch which palm is in front, left arm. Lead with your wrist. Exhale. So we did a lot of vigorous, a lot of active sequencing here. Really give yourself the opportunity to come on home. Let's go one more on each side. This one's going to be a little different. So when your half prayer comes in front of your third eye, pause there. You can have the knuckle, the index or thumb right at the third eye, connecting in with your center of wisdom. Slowly allow the half prayer to come down into your chest, conception vessel 17, heart point, the sea of tranquility. This is the acupoint that rests the supreme center of feeling. And then left arm, same thing. Let's say one more, bathing ourselves in our breath. Access your imagination, intuition, smile into your head.
Smile into your heart.
Ability to love and be loved.
And then one more time, palm over your navel. Feel your activated healing hands warming your body. Trusting your body. The chi, the energy knows where to go.
Your body knows how to heal itself. So notice how you feel. About a 20-minute set.
I know, that went by so fast.
I know. It felt...
I can keep going.
Yeah, I know. And let's take a pause. We want a pause in our physical moving practice, and maybe come to the computer or the screen where you can see. We want to
maybe grab some water.
Oh, yeah. You know what's good about the water? Funny you should mention that.
Water.
Yeah. So,
Tell me more, Heath.
well, water is supremely healing, right? Our bodies are composed as the primary element. Our bodies anywhere from 70 to 85% water, depending on what part of your body you're in.
I'm going to grab some too.
So warm water especially will optimize our immune system. And you can see all the different benefits here on the slide with helping digestion, relieving constipation, hydrating our body, regulating our thermostat, our homeostasis.
And it's been something that we've experienced with our traditional Chinese medical doctor. This is something that he and she, Dr. Chow's, they recommend drinking warm water at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day.
And really throughout the day.
And then it's not just warm water like room temperature. It's actually kind of hot. It's warmer than room temperature water.
Optimally, it's close to body temperature or higher. So room temp is somewhere in the 70s degrees, and that's a good 20 degrees below our body temp. So it takes our body a little more metabolic effort to osmose and utilize the resources to make cold water, especially ice cold. Now we're like 20, 30,
Which
40 degrees
actually
below body
slows
temp.
your circulation down.
Everything gets
contracted.
Yeah.
So this helps encourage and increase the flow, increase the flow of your energy, increase the flow of your lymph, and in some schools of thought, increase the flow of your intuition, your creativity.
And you can have a good time. You have a good time with your water. Here, this picture is some sliced ginger and lemon.
Have a good time with your water.
Have a great time. Boy, that water.
Whatever that means to you. Yeah.
I want to review also some of the exercises that we were practicing. And the most important, according to enhancing our Wei Qi, our body's immune system, is the lung channel. So anytime that we stimulate lung
we can
one,
trace it again and move out the thumb and then pull it out the thumb and then let go of anything that doesn't belong there.
It's literally described as the letting go. It transliterates lung one as letting go point. So
try on both sides.
Very good to optimize your immune system here. Then we worked with laborer's palace, pericardium 8, right? So the reason we thought this would be really great to bring up is because we're activating the healing capacity of our own hands, and you are your best healer. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, better than any other doctor or healthcare professional, you taking enough sleep, getting enough rest, you choosing enough water to hydrate yourself, you making those choices about how you eat, what you do with stress, how you engage or avoid stress, how you regulate stress. Really, nobody knows you, your body, your psyche better than you.
Yeah. Do you sleep when you're tired? Do you eat when you're hungry? Do you drink when you're thirsty? These are like the tools of any master. This is mastery. So are you doing that? Can you do that a little more? Are you willing to commit to your body's innate natural rhythms to support your well-being?
And regardless of if you are a professional healer or not, just keep in mind or just become curious. Am I willing to be my own best healer? Are you? Consider that.
And I love playing with it a little bit. Like you create the heat, you massage it, create the heat, and then see if you can feel the space between your hands. As you inhale, pull the hands apart like you're pulling apart taffy, and then exhale, condense. Get that chi ball, feel that energy between your hands. And you can try that several times as you inhale and exhale to activate your hands and the meridians that move along and throughout your arms.
Yeah, and if you can imagine or even sense the chi ball, you can even begin to pulse.
You can, you can
pulse
the
3
edges.
times. Pulse head to toe, reverse your
You can
hands.
roll the ball, play with that a little bit if you feel that. Play with a different length of space. How far do you have to be in order to still feel your opposite hand? How close do you have to be in order to feel your opposite hand?
When you practice this enough and get curious, allow your imagination and intuition to have a voice in it rather than exclusively our analytical thinking. When you begin to activate your full spectrum intelligence, you'll get more and more attuned to these sensations.
And this is your chi, your energy system. You fill it with your light, your signature kind of combination of biology and breath, and you can bring that right into your body wherever you need it most. Maybe it's a shoulder, maybe it's a low back.
My head wants a little
my heart, my chest,
loving attention.
wanting a little extra love too.
Another great acupoint we were using, that these are some of our best of, there's over 360 acupressure points, but we wanted to give you a handful of ones that are really, really good. And remember when we hooked into, so if you bend your elbow right in line with that bend, that is where you're going to find that large intestine 11. It's called the pull at the crook of the elbow. So again, this is where wild bird, we want to let you out, or maybe it's just a bug. I don't want to kill the bug. I want to safely scoop it and put it outside.
That's right. Go home, grasshopper.
Yeah, go hop along, eat some bugs outside.
Anybody else have grasshoppers in their house right now? We do.
Crickets.
They're like everywhere.
Yeah, it's that time of year. And then 3 Mile Point. So those few inches below the kneecap, great for not only immune system, very good, but also endurance.
Oh yeah, such a good point.
The old story is there were monks who were doing a pilgrimage, and they had been traveling all day. Yeah, you can tap this as we talk if you want, or don't forget your reset breath. And they were exhausted. They were starting to get tired on their pilgrimage, and they had many, many days left to go on the pilgrimage. And one was so fatigued that he fell. He fell down in fatigue. And on the way down, he hit his leg against a rock. He hit that 3 Mile Point. And then he stood up right away. He's like, whoa, I feel great. And the story goes, all the monks began to bash themselves right there on that acupoint, and they could go walk another 3 miles.
Maybe not bash.
Lovingly.
Yes.
Impact. Stimulate. We also did those neurolymphatic points, which want to connect back in with the immune system. So remember the lymph system. In green, there's lymph nodes, but we have a bunch of like spleen and liver and other organs that are assisting. And remember, in general, all of the lymph drains to the heart. It goes in a one-way path. So when we're clearing and detoxing, and when we do dry brushing here in a moment, we're going to want to bring everything toward the heart. But remember, these points, neurolymphatics, help activate the interconnectivity, the circuitry between nervous and lymphatic system, helps optimize your musculoskeletal system. Very wakeful. If you feel sleepy, rub these for a good 3-5 minutes vigorously, and it's just as good as a shot of espresso or wheatgrass. Now, I do want to talk, and here's an image of where we would brush with our washcloth or dry brush or exfoliating glove, loofah glove. And it's effectively from distal to proximal. So up the legs, we've got a bunch of lymph nodes in and around our lower groins and lower abdomen. And then when we get to about the navel, even from the navel down, we'll go down to our groins.
Yeah, it's a bigger
but
duct.
Anything above the navel, we're going to go up to the heart. And you'll see all of this in a moment as we experiment with it. But we
have found really great benefit using the dry brush or dry brushing pretty regularly, and especially when we're not feeling well.
Yeah, not only is it helpful for immune system, but get that super soft baby's bum skin, right?
Yes.
No, get rid of calluses, rough skin. recommend you do it like in the shower while you're dry before you get wet.
Yes, you don't want to be wet when you do this.
And the reason we say in the shower is because
you got dead skin cells
shed
everywhere.
Thousands of dead skin cells when you do this. So if you are doing it in the middle of your house like we are here, just maybe get the vacuum out. And I'm going to go grab my dry brush.
There's 2 washcloths right there, Heath. Oh, he's got to show off his dry brush to you guys. So he's going to grab that. Meanwhile, go grab your dry brush or your washcloth, and we'll get started on some dry brushing in just a moment, as soon as Heath gets back. And then I think, yeah. And then we'll, are we going right into dry brushing first? Okay.
Yeah. So
this is it.
This is the time. So got ye old. The first time I started dry brushing, I was really macho about it. So I got a really hard bristle and it didn't feel good. So I never did it. So years later, after I learned to be kinder to myself, now I have one of the softer brushes and it's quite effective. Or a washcloth's great too. So we're going to back up and let's start at our feet.
Oh, we're starting at our feet?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And you could go straight up. You want to have long passes, and there's more length on the inside of your legs. You can get the outside of the legs too. You go straight, or you could add some circles. Just make sure the circles are mostly aiming up. Get the back of your knees. So you would do this, you know, in the shower. You do this with clothes off, but you can get the idea. But ideally, you get the skin and the inside of the thighs, and especially behind the knees. This is where a lot of lymph node is. Let's get the other side.
Yeah, and I oftentimes like to start like, so you can do big sweeping to begin with, just kind of wake up that tissue, wake up that lymph, and then start closest to your groin. Really clear that pathway first. And what this does, it creates sort of like a suction for the rest of the lymph to absorb and to pull, P-U-L-L, pull that extra lymph up towards those ducts so it can be recycled.
Toward the watersheds.
Yes, so and then continue. Then you got the calf, inside, outside, focus on that knee. And then grab that foot, get a little extra sweeping of that foot, and then all the way up and through the groin. So it's a really nice big sweep there.
Cool. We can also get around our belly. So below the belly button, you would go down toward the groins, and you could circle or you could brush.
I like to kind of lengthwise kind of roll my washcloth so that I can kind of swoop down across the lower belly.
Great. And don't get too nitpicky about this. If you get confused about where the belly goes up or down, mostly you want to just keep going up to the heart.
And then
so above the belly button, go up toward the ribs. It's not only difficult to get your own back, but you're welcome to circle, but there's not as much lymph nodes on your back. So probably great just for skin health to get your back, but really the inner legs, the belly, and the chest, what we're going to do now, and the arms are very supremely important.
So we can do those big sweeping motions, kind of wake up the tissue, and then focus a little closer to the node on the inside of the arm. You can even bring the arm overhead to help and assist with the drainage. Bring it down, inside, outside. That feels nice.
We can go with, parallel, or I like the little circling. I feel like I cover more terrain.
Forearm and
everything
hand
toward the heart. Yeah. Especially if you get
sweep it all.
A little rough skin, spend a little extra time on those elbows or areas. Get them nice and smooth.
And then try that again for the opposite arm. Big sweeping motions for the first round.
So
that's how you begin and end.
Most of the lymph is on the yin side, on the inside where the veins and blood vessels are. So the medial legs or the inner arms.
Focus closest to the lymph duct, closest to the armpit. Raise that arm overhead and then get the forearm.
Might feel a little strange on your axillary nodes, on your armpit, but it's quite good. This is really great to stimulate.
And then big sweep back to the chest.
And Yeah, that's great.
So nice. And then we can focus just on the face, just on the head. So I'm gonna get a little closer so that you can see me here. And I just want to make sure, I thought
The mic over your head.
oh, sorry, thank you.
That's quite all right. And you were looking for what you wanted to practice.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't miss a move because there's a nice 4-step move for your draining the lymphatic system, your brain's lymphatic system called the glymph system, and it's most active at night. So that's why sleep is so important. And this is a great routine to do right before you go to bed. And sometimes I'll do it with as I apply my nightly lotion routine. So to begin with, we're going to start closest to the clavicle. So you're going to find your collarbone. And you're going to be just above that with the finger pads, either both hands on the same way, or you can crisscross hands. You choose what feels better. But I'm going to use really light pressure, and I'm just going to kind of stretch the skin to go right behind the clavicle.
So the clavicle is also known as the collarbone. So you're not pressing in. You won't really even feel the muscle. You'll feel the skin slide over the muscle or slide over the bone of your collarbone.
And you're not even really sliding across your skin. You're just kind of grab that little piece of tissue and then just move it down as if you're trying to pull it behind your collarbone.
Yeah, just like if you took one hand to the forearm and you could slide the skin over the muscle without sliding over the skin. Same idea. Slide the skin over the muscle or over the bone in a downward direction. We're going towards subclavian duct near your heart. This is going to be the final termination of lymph fluid to get drained out of the heart.
20 to 50 times.
Yeah.
Significant. And then we can bring the flat parts of our hands along the SCM. So we're going to go right along this beautiful muscle here. You can grab that baby full of lymph nodes. But it's also one of those muscles that help turn your head, but it's a great way to help drain the lymph from the ears and the sinuses. So, I love that, yeah.
Yeah,
so
if you can start to feel yourself swallowing.
You want to make contact with your finger pads along that muscle. And then again, same kind of concept. You're just moving, stretching that skin towards in the angle of that subclavian artery.
Yeah.
We want to help recycle that lymph, create some space.
You're not sliding over the skin. You're gently sliding the skin over the muscle.
It's kind of like a little pumping. You're helping assist pump the lymph through the system. Breathing in through your nose, soft jaw, exhale through your mouth. Again, 20 to 50 times of these guys.
If you're a lot of saliva producing or a lot of phlegm.
You might feel some draining in the back of your sinuses.
Sinuses might open up.
Or trickling down your throat. So and then we're going to take your fingers and we're going to, these same pads, we're going to bring to the back of your neck. I'm going to turn around so you can see.
And I'm going to move your ponytail.
Thank you. And you're going to do the same kind of motion, this time just going off the hairline, bringing down towards the hair, towards the shoulders.
So if you know your anatomy, we're near the suboccipitals. And we're just simply almost like a little downward diagonal. Cue that. And I like to even look up a little to make the muscle lax.
A little soft. That's a good idea like that.
And just gently cueing. If there are any of these particular positions, we're going to do 4 different positions, make you clear a little more, then that would be a good place to spend more time on. Wherever you get the most reaction effectively is your body's way of saying, hey, I'd like to get a little more of that, please.
And then we're going to create like Spock fingers. You're going to live long and prosper doing these techniques on either side of your ears. So little scissor fingers. And then you're going to do the same thing. Nice pulling down towards that subclavian artery one more time. Ooh, I'm getting some clearing throat. Oh. Look at beautiful yous. Precious faces here we have.
Oh,
so happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Pulling down, and then you would reverse it. So we'll just do a little fast forward. You go back to the neck.
Oops, sorry. Elbow your partner. Yes. Extra bonus feature.
So again, notice which ones are activating or circulating more drainage. And then you go back to the neck.
The SCM, sternocleidomastoid muscle, or just call it the front side of your neck.
And then, ooh la la, go back to that clavicle, right above that collarbone, gently tug. You can do crisscross hands if that feels better for me. That feels better today. And then one more inhale, one more exhale here. All right, notice how that feels. That'll drain the sinuses, drain the tissue around your eyes and off your face. And it's a really great way to clear the sinuses if you start to feel any kind of accumulation, stagnation.
So before we do we have a couple more things we'd like to share, but we also want to make sure that if you have questions about any of those or anything we did 2 weeks ago, please unmute yourself. This would be the perfect opportunity for you to speak up. And if there's something that's unclear or you just need a little more information to connect the dots, please unmute and let your voice be heard. Nicole, you are such a fabulous communicator. There's 0 questions. So well done.
We're all busy experiencing the release and the letting go of our and freedom in our lymph.
Well, hopefully you've had some warm water to go with it too.
Well, I have room temperature right now, but I'm definitely going to drink some warm water tonight before I go to bed.
Highly recommended. For the last flow, we have a good 15 minutes left, so maybe we'll do a 10-minute flow for more of an evening routine.
Yes, so we're going to get down on the ground?
Yeah, we're going to make ourselves to the ground. So
we're going to make ourselves
to the ground.
To the ground.
Make yourself to the ground.
Yeah, that's my good talking, my good English. All right.
We bought the fancy ring, you guys. We're lighting, we're illuminating.
We're lighting up our life.
Completely illuminated. Oh, okay. Can you angle the camera down when you get a second?
Yes, I'd love to, my dear.
All right, and are we going all the way down, like on our back and everything? Tell me what we're doing, and I can talk it through while you.
I think we ought to work with the belly. So, yeah, let's lay down.
Let's lay down on your back with your knees bent, your feet on the floor. And this is a really nice way to end the day or to start to calm down and find out. And it also gives you like a little kind of, it's an assessment to where is your energy system? How centered am I? How balanced am I? So you're going to take like a crane's beak with your right hand and bring all your fingers together and then place it directly over your navel and press in deep enough that you can feel your pulse. So look for the pulse. Where's the pulse? Let your low back just be soft on the floor. Let the floor start to rise up to lift and support your head, your hips, and your feet. Can you find your pulse?
Yeah, so all 4 fingers together and the thumb, and you're right over the center.
And is your pulse in the center? Mine is not. Where's yours, Keith? Mine is closer. Let's see if I can find it.
I think I need to lay down and see how it feels.
So you can begin to explore. Is your pulse more to the right side of the navel? To the left side of your navel?
I'm going to get to your right side if you're
below the navel or above your navel. Where is your pulse?
So wherever you feel the strongest pulse, we want to see if we can concentralize, move it toward the center.
And we can do that by gently bringing the finger pads of your point ring, the 3 middle fingers there, the pointer, the middle, the ring finger. And you're going to press that in and around your navel. So not directly into your navel, but around your navel. Begin to create deep circles.
Hey, Jake just heard.
Massage.
Jake just
Hi, Jake. Did you just realize we're on the floor?
We're on the floor massaging with our hands.
Right side, buddy.
So you can't really mess this up. You're simply looking for massaging in and around your belly, your small intestine, where there is a tremendous treasure trove of lymph nodes. But according to traditional Chinese medicine and 5-element theory, this not only can help us detoxify, this can also help balance our energy channels, our fire, earth, metal, water, wood elements. I love you very much,
So,
Jim.
so let your arms be soft. Let let go of any unnecessary tension out of your hands and fingers, and even out of your face and shoulders. And let your breath push up into your hands and exhale. Feel the sinking and the opening in your navel. So you want to massage all around your navel, all around 360.
And I'll bring the camera a
Or-
little closer. Yeah, so we can get a really good view.
And then once you've gone around at least once, let's check in again. Find your fingers together and maybe place it this time right over the navel and press it in deep. Is your pulse there yet? And mine is a little stronger there. And I'm gonna do one more round. Let's just do one more round, circling around your navel, soft belly, feeling your low back softening down towards the ground. Maybe even beginning to smile into your belly as we massage the small intestine. Lots of lymph here, like Keith was saying, so it's a great opportunity to detox. The small intestine's job is to absorb and assimilate. And we've been assimilating and absorbing lots of information lately. And some of it is getting through and some of it is getting stuck. So we want to keep that energy of flow circulating through our body, physically and metaphysically. And then let's bring our fingers together one more time over the navel. Oh, there's my pulse. How about you? Do you need to do one more round?
Does it feel a little more
A
centered?
lot more centered and a
Oh,
lot
good.
stronger, actually.
Good. Let's spend about another minute here. And what I would like to really exaggerate or emphasize, rather, is the quality of appreciation. Right? So a lot of us, because of
Are we
different...
massaging still?
Yes, keep
Okay.
massaging. So even if your pulse is totally dead center in the middle of your umbilicus, your navel point, add the quality of appreciation. Find something to appreciate about your belly. Studies on relationships, thriving relationships, demonstrate that there is a minimum of 5 spoken appreciations to every 1 criticism in thriving relationships. In unhealthy or toxic relationships, there's more criticisms than appreciations. And that's not only between other people, but it's also how we treat ourselves. It's taking a moment there to pause. And now I'd like to share with you one of our favorite techniques for helping us fall asleep. So for this one, you can continue to lay down. I'm going to sit up just because it's a little easier for me to explain. And with one hand, we're going to hold our thumb with the opposite hand, and you can just rest it on your belly. And this is, we're going to work with all 5 fingers, and you're not squeezing your thumb, you're just gently holding it, and let the rest of your body be soft and relaxed. This is, according to 5-element theory, we've got all 5 phases, 5 elements represented by the thumb, by the, 5 fingers. So now we're on the earth element. The earth element rules over the stomach and spleen. It gets challenged by worry, mistrust, doubt, and it gets harmonized by becoming open, becoming friendly, becoming trusting.
I feel the pulse in my thumb.
Yeah, notice if you can feel the pulse in your thumb. And just by holding with one hand on the opposite finger, you can
and
balance.
Nice and lightly, you don't have to hold it squeezy.
Yeah, you're not squeezing. Thank you. And you can also visualize the harmonizing color for Earth, which is yellow. Now let's move to the index finger on that same hand. This is the water phase. The harmonizing color is blue. Imagine a beautiful blue color. We're helping to nourish our kidney and bladder channel. We're helping to release fear, nervousness, anxiety. We're bringing in gentleness, calmness, flexibility. And you don't have to know or remember any of these qualities in order to get a benefit from this kind of work. One more breath here into that water phase. And then we're going to move to our middle finger. This is the wood phase. It rolls over our liver and gallbladder. It's associated with the color green, spring energy. It gets challenged, and so we're releasing anger, irritation, frustration, irritability. The great thing about this 5-finger exercise, you don't have to remember or know any of the elements, any of their qualities. Just simply by breathing and being with it, you'll help balance your whole system. Let's move to the ring finger, the metal phase, or in Ayurvedic medicine, they refer to it as the air phase, the air element. Ruling over the lungs and large intestine, this is particularly keenly applicable to enhancing our immune system. We're releasing grief, sadness, sorrow, and depression. Visualize beautiful white light as you affirm courage, power, and ease. And we'll move to the pinky finger. Believe it or not, I'm actually moving a little quick. Generally, we'd hold a good 2 or 3 minutes per finger.
Or until you feel that pulse.
Or until you feel the pulse, yeah. Here, we're working with fire phase. So heart, small intestine, pericardium, triple burner. And we're helping to release hastiness, impatience, cruelty, and hatred out from our body, out from our life. The harmonizing color is red. I see your hands. Jake's ready for his paws to be held. And now let's switch to the other hand. Let's repeat again. Hold the opposite hand, and you're holding the thumb, earth phase. I am trusting. I am open. I am friendly. Visualize yellow light surrounding your entire body. From the very core of your being, the marrow of your bones that creates and helps support your immune system, to the very frontiers of your flesh, where all those lymph nodes go from the very inside to the very exterior below your skin. Transitioning to index finger, water phase. I am flowing. I am flexible. I am adaptive. I am calm. Smiling with beautiful blue light. We'll move to the middle finger, wood phase. The harmonizing color is green. I am accepting. I am kind. I am generous. And I am forgiving. Beautiful deep breath into that. And then ring finger on the second hand. Metal phase, beautiful white healing light. I am courageous. I am powerful. I feel ease. And then pinky finger, fire element. I am patient. Visualize this beautiful ruby red light in, through, and around you. I am patient. I am loving. I am joyful. I am grateful. And after you did all those fingers, you would cup your hands. Now, cup your hands so the opposite fingers go into, remember, pericardium 8, laborer's palace. So all 4 fingers go into the opposite center of the palm. And this just helps balance everything. It kind of looks like 2 hemispheres of the brain, or the yin yang. This is integrating left to right, top, bottom, front, and back. This is going to be one of the very best sleeping aids you could give yourself. When you feel complete there, if you're interested in getting up In a moment, you'll draw your knees to chest, thighs to belly. Give yourself a little hug here. You can hold behind your knees if you're healing in your knees, or hold in front of your knees, rock a little left and right. So if this was your evening routine, you would simply straighten your legs out. Maybe you would do this in bed, and then you would go to sleep. Or maybe in the middle of the 5 fingers, you would just pass out, and that's fine if you don't finish it. Stretch one arm up overhead, roll all the way over to that side, and pause here. For the sake of our closing together, I'm going to invite you, Nicole, to push yourself up, and
All right.
the rest of you can either join us or not. Is that like the quickest hour? That was the quickest hour of today. Maybe not the quickest hour of my life, but that was certainly the quickest hour of the day. And I did want to just review again that 5-finger Jin Shin Jitsu is a type of Japanese acupressure. You can do it on yourself. Remember we did the Jin Shin Jitsu for our immune system last time, where we were holding our shoulder and the front of our hip on one side, and then we repeated. So that's also borrowed from this style of acupressure that you can share with others and yourself. Really good. Best way I know if you have kind of insomnia type challenges.
Oh, we use this traveling too. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, it's a jet lag
treatment. So whenever however many time zones you pass over is however many times you would repeat that flow from hand to hand. And we found it very helpful traveling multiple time zones and in preventing jet lag and making it really easy to transition. Sorry, Jake is right in front of the camera.
He's like, I know how to get people's attention. Thank you. So if you were going through multiple time zones, you'd go through all 10 fingers with that last this way
for every
and
hour.
This way. Yeah, for every hour you were passing through. So when we go to Thailand or China,
that's what
we're doing
on
like
the plane.
12, 14 time
Doesn't have to be all at one time.
And you will fall asleep, and that's great.
That's the best part.
That's what you're trying to do. That's your body recalibrating. So that's great.
It's like a reset for your whole system.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of our favorite moves we've been practicing for years. Been really, really helpful.
That's a go-to. Best sleeping aid. Or if I have a big project, or maybe I've got a lot of sessions, I'll do this before I show up to practice, before I go in, because it really optimizes my energy as well.
Well, consider now, kind of like all those things that we've done so far, all the healing moves that we've offered you. And if there's any one healing move that you're willing to do for the next week for 2 minutes, and if you are, would you be willing to share it on social media to all your friends and family, and even link us to it so that we can see what healing move you're up to? We'll be posting some healing moves throughout the week to help you remember, and we hope to see some of your healing move posts on the Facebook or on the Instagram. We're living meta, and we'd love for you to follow us there if you're not already.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us live, or if you're watching this in the recording. We really appreciate you supporting us, and we're especially grateful for your investment in self-care.
And community. We can have community in this virtual world, and it's so beautiful, it's so lovely that we can still find ways to connect and be connected to one another.
Yeah. So from our hearts to your hearts, thank you. In yoga, oftentimes they end with namaste. I want to end a little more lighthearted and say, no mistakes.
No mistakes.
No mistakes.
You make no mistakes. I make no mistakes.
No mistakes. We let the bird out. Let the bird out. No mistakes. There we go. Thanks, everybody.
Love you.
If you'd like, you're welcome to put your screen on if you're interested, and say goodbye to everybody. And until we meet again, thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
No mistakes.
No mistakes.
I like that. Let the bird out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Bye. Thanks.
Julie.
We're kind of sorry. We're passed out on the floor after.
Passed out. I know. That's a good flow. Don't hit it if you have trouble sleeping. Good night, everybody.